for Google Maps. Some people like it, some people hate it, but we all agree that it looks very similar to Apple Maps, which I have right here. So we're gonna take a deeper look at the differences and similarities between the two after this new change. Not only this, but Google also pushed some other quality of life features with this new color palette, which is something I'm gonna talk about in this video in case you didn't know about them. I have a dedicated series about Google Apps updates that I'm going to leave its link in the description if you are interested in this topic, but I know it's not for everyone, and that's why I decided to create a separate video for Google Maps, because this change will impact millions of people across the world. So without further ado, let's jump in. Let's start with the difference in colors in the most basic scenario, which is exploring. You'll notice here that Google Maps started to use the same color as Apple Maps when it comes to seas, oceans, and lakes, which is different from the previous blue color. When it comes to the land, Google is now using a lighter background color with a dark gray color for the streets and roads, which is exactly the same scenario with Apple Maps, but previously it was the other way around. And when you take a look at this spot, you will see that Google Maps is now using lighter green and pink colors when compared to the previous version, but still not as light as Apple Maps. The highways were previously presented with a yellow color, but now we have this new blue color that looks very similar to the gray color next to it. In Apple Maps, you only get a gray color for everything, but with different shades. Overall, I think Google's approach is better even in the new version or the older one, because things are much easier to differentiate, while Apple Maps is very flat. Now let's take a look at the directions. And you will notice here that Google Maps started to use a totally different blue color for the route, different from Apple Maps or the previous version of Google Maps. Not only this, but all the yellow areas that you can see in Apple Maps and the previous version are now gone, and all you see is a white background. But I found something interesting. Once you quit the directions, all the layers show back again on the screen. So it seems like Google is trying to focus on the route and instead of showing you all other things like before. But once you go to the directions, that's when everything gets removed and the route is the most visible thing you can see on the screen. Now let me show you some other new features Google pushed along with this new color palette. The first one is the reactions. You will see this new heart button next to the photos and videos shared in Google Maps, and when you tap and hold on it, you will get 5 different reactions to choose from. And when you select any of them, as you see, they animate in a really nice way. And when you release your finger, that's when it will put the emoji, and later you can change this emoji if you want, or you can remove it as well. And when you open the video or photo in full screen view, you will see the same react button at the bottom right corner. Tapping and holding on it will show you the same thing. The second change is the slightly easier way to add stops to your route. So for example, I'm gonna start navigating to Dubai Mall, and now when I tap on the search button, I get these 6 different categories that will quickly allow me to add whatever I want in my route, and that's when it will show me an overlay with all the available options. Change number 3, when you choose the transit directions and then tap on options, now you have the ability to choose your preference. Would you like to have the best route, fewer transfers, less walking, or wheelchair accessible? We also got the new weather chip at the top left corner that will show you the weather of the place you are currently exploring. And if you have an electric vehicle and looking for a charging plug, now you have the ability to filter the results based on any plug or your plugs. And if you want to edit your choice, you can tap on this button, then it choose whatever type you want, and that's when your results will be modified. Not only this, but now you can tell the charging speed of each station. So for example, here it says that this one is very fast, this one is medium, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much it for today. Those are all the new changes in Google Maps. Please let me know in the comments your opinions about these new changes. But for now, thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next video.